Jobina, do you know who the comedian Matt Rife is? He's like one of these social media.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So he has a habit of making, like, when people come to his comedy thing with the, like, who have a disability, he makes fun of them. Like, he does not hold back, and it's good because I think I think people want to feel normal, right? And if you come sit in the front row at a comedy show, you don't get made fun of, and he makes fun of them. He makes fun of their disability, all those things. That being said, I'm going in on Love on the Spectrum. I am coming with full jokes.
Oh,
they want to be treated like everyone else. They're about to get treated like everyone else.
You're coming for them. Oh, God.
Let's start the show. Hey, everyone. I am Luther Palmer, and this is One Episode Stand, the podcast that helps you figure out what to watch and what to skip.
And I'm Jobina Scott. We check out the first episode of a new streaming show, just one episode now, and then we talk about it.
You already know about one night stands. Well, this is like that, but for TV shows. Jobina, we are going to get to Love on a Spectrum in a second, but tell the people what else you're watching.
So I'm watching season 3 of Black Mirror.
Oh, yes.
I really loved it. Like,
wait. Hold on.
I should
Not
say
season
every
3.
episode. Is it season 3? I think
we're
it's
on like season 7.
Well,
I think it's like season 7.
Whatever the most recent season is, I'm watching it.
Gotcha.
I'm watching it. It's good. I haven't loved every episode, but there's usually only one or two that will let me down in a season, and so far so good.
Yeah, Black Mirror for me is like if a season is 6 episodes, they'll have 2 good ones, 2 okay ones, and 2 not so good ones.
Too bad ones.
And this season was the same. Like, it's the same.
It's the same pattern. Okay, well, I'll find out. But the first 2 have been ones that I enjoyed very much.
Have you ever heard of the Diplomat? It's on Netflix. It's actually decent. I'm in season 2 of that. So, it's about a American ambassador to Great Britain.
Russell. Is her name Carrie Russell?
I don't know what anyone's name is in the whole show. I don't know.
She was like a 90s, right? Wasn't she like a 90s actress who's having like a second act now?
I have no idea.
Okay. Never mind. Yeah, forget it.
All right, tell us what we need to know about Love on the Spectrum.
Okay, Love on the Spectrum. This now, for real, fact check me. This is season 3 for Love on the Spectrum.
Right, we're doing the season premiere of Love on the Spectrum, season 3.
For season 3, and I've been a loyal fan since season 1.
Really?
This is a show. Yeah, oh my gosh, I loved watching every season. But this is season 3. This is featuring several adults who are on the spectrum. They are adults with autism. They are autistic. I'm trying to remember which is the way they prefer to be identified. I think it's autistic, but they are on the spectrum. They are trying to find love. All of them are looking for love. Some of them in ongoing dating relationships from season 2, and others who are just trying to find love from failed attempts in seasons 1 and 2. And this is sort of reality TV show-esque. I mean, interviews with the stars of the show, filming their dates, all that
People
stuff.
are mic'd up, they talk to their parents before they go on the date. So like talk about how the show looks, sounds, and feels. It looks like a regular reality TV show without the drama. Like there's been no
drama.
Yeah, there's been no like forced drama, like he said, she said, yelling and nothing like that. But
none of that. Well, they also talk to the show producer, like the guy who's behind the camera. They talk to him. It's clear they have a relationship with him.
Right.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's a him?
Because it's a man's voice, and
his name is. Wait, are you assuming their gender, Jobina?
I mean, maybe so, but if his name is like Charles, and
what does that mean? What does that mean?
It means nothing. They're talking to the human being behind the camera.
Thank you. My goodness, is it 1996?
No,
or 2025?
It is 2025. I'm so sorry.
Okay, well, let's just jump in. Why do you like it so much? This is my season 3, episode 1 was my introduction.
First time
to I had heard about it. I never was really interested in the show.
You weren't interested.
Tell me what you like about it. What you love about it.
Okay, I love the earnestness of every person. Like every person who's being featured on this show has an earnestness about their pursuit. They want to be in a loving relationship.
Right.
They are open, like they're so open to go on blind dates, to go to speed dating, to do the things that it takes to put yourself out there to find a love connection. And that like just, it draws me in.
But it was interesting. You say they were open. One guy was like, I don't like blondes. And his family was like, well, the person we're hooking up with is blonde.
Connor doesn't like blondes.
So he's like,
open
okay.
to love. I didn't say he was open to everybody.
And then like the one guy was like, the dogs, no.
Then, kids, get out of here.
Right. But then what's interesting is what I find true of dating in general is that sometimes we have these rules. I don't want to date someone with kids. I don't want to date someone with pets. And then you meet someone you like. And I have this phrase, like, we make exceptions for the people we like. Whatever your line is about, I wouldn't do this and da-da-da-da. When you like someone, you're going to make that exception. Because they had to remind the guy. They were like, remember 2 minutes ago you said you didn't like dogs. You're all in on her, and she has 2 dogs. And he's like, oh, well. Whatever. Okay. Look, sound, and feel. We talked about that. So what themes came up for you in the show?
Okay, so of course, like top of the line, just what I noticed in the show. Like one, I really love this idea of speed dating. And I was like, has Luther ever done speed? Like speed dating was before my time. I was already married by the time it was a popular thing. But like, have you ever done speed dating? Would you do it?
Never. And when they tried to do speed dating at this church I used to go to, and it was like 25 women and like no guys. They could not get guys. So they canceled it because they could not get guys to sign up for it.
To do it.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I think that, there's this saying, men control the keys to relationships and women control the keys to sex. So like men want sex and women are the ones who say yes or no, and women want relationships and men are the ones who say like yes or no. I think when you do speed dating at church, this is like for relationship getting, right? Like you can't date. So this is so ridiculous. If you date 2 people in the same church within like 4 years, you're the church hoe. Like you can't. Right, you can't misstep at church.
Your membership.
Yeah, you can't misstep. So when you talk about speed dating, okay, so I make a connection. We go out on 1 or 2 dates. Well, now I can't date anyone else for 2 years because. So they just didn't, like, guys just weren't interested in that level of commitment, even in speed dating at the church. Yeah. Have you done speed dating?
So never. And
would you?
I think like I might have. Like if it were around when I was dating, I probably would have tried it just for the novelty of it. Right. I think it's just interesting to try and have like a brief conversation with someone. I could have had a conversation with anybody. But the scenes of speed dating in Love on the Spectrum just really crack me up. So James is one of the characters whose parents are literally telling him like, don't yawn during speed dating. Like it makes people think you're not interested. And he yawns profusely throughout. He just tries and these poor women. And then Connor, like his mom had to tell him like, honey, you can't check no while the woman is sitting right across from him. I just loved it. I'm like, this is too funny. Yes, but, I love the speed dating on the show, and I might try it if I were a dater.
One more note about speed dating. The university I worked at, they tried to do a speed dating for research. So they had about 40 faculty members. And we all got to talk about what we did for like 2 or 3 minutes. And then they were hoping that we would collaborate with someone from like a different, department. Like, oh, I'm doing this. You're doing this. Oh, I wonder if we can combine our skills. It didn't work for me. I don't know that anything came from it. But
you didn't make a match.
Universities were really like there was this, I think a lot of money was being given to diverse research groups, not in like historical, like not in culture. But like in departments. So they did that.
Okay.
But in speed dating on this show, the women were not on the spectrum though, right?
No, many of the women, now there were some, but many of the women who were speed dating were not on the spectrum.
So I don't. One of the themes that came up for me was this: if you are on the spectrum, I don't know if there's an expectation that you're only going to date someone on the spectrum, right? Like it seems like a murky, because on the spectrum is wide, right? There's a lot of like independence, a range of independence. There's a lot of range of awareness of self and awareness of the world.
Yeah, there's a spectrum of like social awareness, all of that.
Yeah, so it just seems like it seems like a very murky. It's almost like if I went to a speed dating and there were girls that were 18 and girls that were 60. It'd be like such a wide range of, but that's reflective of the wide range of experience and knowledge and awareness that exist just among 20-year-olds on the spectrum, right? So it was just like, wow, it just seems difficult to make a connection.
Yeah. I mean, don't you think though on some level, like part of this was just practice? Like these folk, like you could just tell the folks who are the stars of this show, like they are also just working on like, here's what you say in this situation. Here's how to engage someone around their interest. Here's how you should respond when they share. Like, so part of it is just getting the practice in, I think.
Yeah, sure. The other thing, speaking of like finding a match, the other thing that came up for me was parenting. And these parents, they're very much in this, I'm sending my child out into the world, right? This experience that a lot of parents have when they send their kids to college, right? So like, I'm sending my kid out and I want the best for my kid, but I want them to be independent, but I want to tell them not to yawn. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a parenting thing. And I actually was curious about what happens when parents die. And these kids are staying at home still. And I Googled it, like what is the future for these people? And it's there's adult adoption. I didn't know there was adult adoption. Have you ever heard of that before?
No.
Yeah. So special needs kids become special needs adults. And
they can be adopted by other adults.
I found that fascinating. Yeah.
So like a sibling, for example, could
be
a caregiver.
A completely
different couple.
Because the state also has group homes and things like that. So I think the state also pays adopters to adopt some of the people that are coming to the system. So I found it very fascinating.
I imagine that most of these parents are already on top of long-term care for their child. Like they know that they're going to be providing a level of care for the remainder of their own life as parents, and that likely their child is going to outlive them and require care. So my guess is that all these parents for a long time have been thinking about, what does long-term care look like for my child? And some of these folks, like Madison, for example, she has her own apartment. She's not far from her family. Like they check in on her, but she can live independently. While some of them still live at home with their families because they don't have the necessary skills to live independently. So it's just interesting to see like their different levels of independence.
So the other thing that came up is this notion of honesty and transparency. And I think that's one of the lures of this show, is that they're living their lives in a way that is very upfront, very straightforward. It is devoid of there's some pretense, right? I mean, they're not totally socially unaware, right? So there is some level of pretense there, but not nearly as much as we see from other people.
Right. Well, and these guys are getting to the end of a date that they're like, yeah, I don't think this is a romantic match. Thanks so much.
Right.
Best of luck to you.
Yeah. Whereas
at the end of one date, they're like, no, this is not it.
Whereas the rest of us weirdos are like, oh, I enjoyed myself. Like, okay, talk to you later. And then it's like, no.
And then you're texting your friends like,
I'm ghosting. But I wonder, so for me, people tell me all the time, oh, Luther, you're unapologetically you, right? Like you say what's on your mind. Please believe, Jobina, I am not saying what's on my mind.
You're like, I am not unfiltered.
If people think I'm unfiltered, I am seriously filtered. And it makes me think, like, is full honesty, can you have a relationship with full honesty? Like,
and
does
do you want that?
And do you want it? Right. Do you want it? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I think that there's likely a level of greater transparency that most people who are out here trying to find their person would appreciate. Like, no one wants to be ghosted. No one wants to be strung along. Certainly no one wants to be used for, any number of things.
Right. You've heard that term, your representative? Have you heard that term?
No.
It's the representative is it's the person you put forward
out there.
yes. Like on the first couple dates, you're not meeting the person, you're meeting the representative, right? Which is like you don't want that. So I get what you're saying. You don't want that.
Right. You don't want that, but you also don't want, I don't know, do you really want someone who's going to tell you what they think about every flaw you have, like or even all of their thoughts? Like do you really want access to
do you want it unfiltered?
All their thoughts? No, I don't know. Probably not.
Yeah. And so my general understanding of relationships as a person who people think is unfiltered, who is really filtered, is that, so I do like to be very upfront and forward with people. And I think people value that and appreciate that.
Yeah.
But what happens in relationships is once you dig down to people's insecurities, that's when you have to be on eggshells. Like let's say I went on a date with someone and I like made fun of their hair. They're fine with their hair. They're okay with their hair. It's laughy, jokey, ha, your hair's got caught in the door or something, whatever. Yeah. But once you touch on an insecurity that they've hidden and now 4 months later, they're revealing that to you. That's what I've learned. That's when I have to be much more mindful about what I say and how I say it.
How you say it. Yeah. Yeah. Except why would you want to make fun of her insecurity? Like,
no, it's not. No, because I'm a jovial person. So gotcha. My thing is like, let's laugh at each other. Like I like laughing at myself. I just make fun of people. Like I enjoy that. And I do that early in relationships. Like, are you able to laugh at yourself? Yeah. And many women can laugh at themselves, the most part, right? Yeah. It's like, haha, laugh, you don't know me, but it's funny, haha. Many women can do that. But then when that's sustained, and sometimes you don't know when a insecurity is being revealed, and then you make fun of it, and they're like, no, sir.
No.
Or they'll
a step
they
too
won't,
far.
Yeah, well, they won't actually address it in that way. They'll just get short and they'll end the conversation, and you'll be like, "Oh, I think I." So, as much as I appreciated watching this show and seeing their honesty, I wonder even if in their relationships they have to tone some of that down.
Well, and when you think about, so I don't know if you're familiar with ABA therapy.
ABA?
Do you know about this? ABA. Don't ask me what it stands for.
Yeah, it stands for American British Alliance.
I was like, whatever. Oh, Lord. Okay, so ABA therapy is therapy that lots of young children who are on the spectrum will go to teach them like social cues, social graces, how to respond in certain circumstances. Because a lot of children who are on the spectrum can respond with a lot of frustration, tantrums, other things, because they don't understand the social dynamic.
Right.
And so this therapy is designed to sort of teach them, when you hear this, you say that. Like when you want to elicit this response, you ask this question. And so I think to your point, like, are they leveraging some training, some, a bank of questions, like these things that may not be kind of the first thing that comes to their mind? Yes. But the extent to which they, like, you can very much tell, like, I'm trying to ascertain, do you like the things that I like?
Yeah.
Like, how many things do we have in common? Like, I want someone talkative. Is she talkative? I want someone who is more reserved. Like, I'm checking that out. And then I'm making an assessment and I'm communicating the result. Like, I'm saying, I have made an assessment and the two of us are not a match. I just found that so incredibly refreshing because, I mean, that's what you're doing on a date, right? Like, you're making an assessment about fit.
Right.
They're making it early and they're communicating so that the other person can.
But are they making it too
get excited
early, though? Are they making it too early? You know, like, I
mean, possibly.
I don't know. You know, if we're sitting here saying these are people that this is a group of people that doesn't pick up on social cues and doesn't see the world the way we see it, like, I wonder if their parents would be like, wait a minute, you're making this assessment based upon things that aren't long-term important.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, and you can see it when you're going back to your concept of parenting earlier in the conversation, like, you can see the parents saying, like, stay open-minded. Like, Connor, for example, is like, I don't like blondes. And his mother was just like, yeah, does that really matter, Connor? Like, in the end of the day, if you meet somebody you really like, her hair color's not important. And she was able to kind of bring his mindset along so that he could go on this date and remain open. And he ultimately doesn't pick this girl, but not because she's blonde, but because she lives in a different city, which is, I think, completely legit.
You think that's legit?
Yeah, he's like, I mean, think about Connor. Connor doesn't drive. In order for him to have a relationship with this woman who lives in the next state over, he's reliant on his mother and whoever her parents or guardians are to facilitate dates. I mean, Connor was like, this isn't practical. It's a no. I was like, good for you, Connor. It's not going to work.
I mean, I did long distance relationship with my wife, and I don't recommend it for anyone. But at the same time, you like who you like.
You like who you like. And he didn't like her.
Like, I don't think long distance alone should be enough to cancel someone. If it's like, well, it's long distance and this, then sure. But, like, if you like the person. But long
distance toward what end? Like, you and your wife ultimately made a decision to be in the same place. So you were long distance in pursuit of being together.
Right.
Like, I think that's one thing. But Connor was like, look, I can't be in a relationship with someone who's far away because I can't. He doesn't have the agency to be able to be with her when he wanted to be with her, and he called it. Right. I applaud it.
Okay. I mean, sure. So I forget the one woman's name where she was talking about, she said, let's dive deeper to second base. Did
Danny.
you use that language when you were younger?
Oh my God.
Second base, third base, first base.
No.
Is this something Absolutely that only happens on TV? Like, do actual people in the world use that language?
I mean, do you think people were using it in like the 50s? I think probably.
Do you know what the bases are? Like, do you know what they are? Do you know what first base is? Second base?
If someone was like, okay, let's go to third, I'd be like, I mean, say more. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what the bases are.
I think first base is kissing.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I think second base is like touching.
Okay.
And then third base is genitalia touching. And then, I think.
Then you hit a home run.
Yeah. Is the the do.
Okay.
I think that's how it works.
That's how.
But yeah, I don't know that anyone actually uses that language.
Well, except for Danny on Love on the Spectrum. I know what I'm looking for.
I remember the term "making out" was big. Did you ever did you use that term?
Oh, yeah.
Made out?
You say making out. Yeah, for sure.
I never used that when I was growing up. We made out. Like, why'd you say we kissed? Like, we made out? Like, what does that even mean?
Yeah, but made out is like you're doing more than kissing.
What were you doing? Like, just like.
I mean,
you were going to second base?
You're getting around the bases.
Right. But made out doesn't mean sex, right? Like, made out means something short of sex, right?
It explicitly means not sex. Right, yeah.
Right,
You're not,
right.
No.
We made out. That's such a strange way of discussing.
What does it even mean? Yeah.
Right. Right. Did you experience any secondhand embarrassment watching this show? Like awkwardness? You know, have you heard of that idea?
Yeah, where you're embarrassed on someone's behalf.
Yeah. Did you experience any of that watching this?
No, not really. Because I really, again, like I said in the beginning, like I appreciated the earnestness of every character. Good Lord, every person.
Every character, right?
I said
these are
character.
Real, right?
Gosh,
these are not paid actors.
I appreciated the earnestness of every person, and there were moments that it was like, I am so proud of this person for just persevering through this awkward silence. Like I think had it been me, I would have been mortified. But I'm recognizing that they are not mortified. They are simply acknowledging, like, this is a spot where I don't.
How
really
do you know
have
they're not
anything else to
mortified
say.
though?
Like they don't appear to be mortified. Like it just seemed like it was just like, well, I'm kind of out of something to say. I'm going to pause until I think of something else.
Yeah, the awkward silences were tough for me.
They were tough for you. It didn't bother me. I just felt like they don't seem to be that bothered by it.
How could you not? Well, I mean, I guess you're right. You're right, but it just that I felt some secondhand awkwardness
I don't
because
think
of the awkward silence, and I think the show plays into that. Like I think they, you know, they want you to experience the awkwardness of that silence.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
One guy said he doesn't. No, maybe she did. One of the girl. I don't remember any of the characters' names. I said characters too. The people's names. She said she doesn't like nudist colonies or Pomeranians.
Oh, yes.
I was like, okay.
I always love their list. I cannot wait for their list of things they like and don't like. I love it. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Oh, man. Okay, more or less. What did you want to see more or less of?
Yeah, I just want to see more of these individuals. And of course, you know that like post season 3, everything on social media is coming up. Like you're getting their accounts, you're getting the like, now that the season is out, we can report who's still in love and who's still dating. Like I just like them. I find them to be all very interesting. Like I want to see like the progression of Connor and Georgie. Like I want to see all of the things about them developing their independence and what path they're on. I just really like these people.
Do you remember the scene where the one woman tells the one guy, I loved watching your seasons before and that's what made me into you? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And he was
this is the blonde.
That's weird.
It's like,
That's weird. And I thought about this, Jobina. There's someone listening, like when you watch a show, like in other words, she's basically saying, I know more about you than you know about me, right? Like I've been watching you for a year. That's such a weird way to start a relationship. Like,
well, yeah, I wouldn't acknowledge it. If I had been her, I might not have said that.
Yeah, and I thought like there's someone right now, like one of our 7 listeners is learning about you.
Is learning, and they know.
And when you meet them, they're
going to
be like, I know all about you, Jobina.
Yeah,
it's like
wow, all those stories about your parents being aligned.
Right. The drinking game, the drinking game that when Jobina mentions her parents' wonderful marriage, people drink. I hate to say what I want to see more of. I really hate to say this, Jobina. I hate it. I don't want to say it, but I'm gonna say it. If I'm watching reality TV, I need to see a little drama. Like I need to see a little drama. Like I need to see a little backstabbing, a little lying, a little cheating.
You're not going to get these folks to do any of this. No, they're not.
But no, that cannot be true, though. They have to be. They're normal adults. There has to be some drama, and I feel like the producers of the show are keeping the drama from me. It's a conspiracy. Show me the
drama. I don't think it's there. I really don't.
Okay, we can't really do marry, kill, or one night stand because we don't do this for real people. We do this for show characters.
For show characters.
And these are actually real people. Unless you want to marry, kill, or one night stand the producer of the show, who you seem to know intimately.
I was going to say, I have no idea what he looks like, he or she or they look like.
Right.
I have only heard their voice, so I cannot opine on what our relationship might be.
Okay. So now for the question that some of us are waiting for. After this season 3, episode 1, are you going to continue watching season 3?
I have already completed the season. As you could have guessed, I already finished it. I loved it so much. If there is a season 4, sign me up for it. I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
This is going to be a 1 episode stand for me, Jobina.
What?
Yeah, I'm just not. It's not compelling.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's not compelling to you.
It's not. It's just not compelling. There's no like. I didn't fall in love with any of the people. I was not like super interested in their stories. No.
Oh, I love.
That's why I say you got to give me the drama. Give me some real. Like I think that what makes relationship shows good is there is this sense of complexity, right? Like finding someone is complex, and there's near misses, and I just didn't get it. Everything seemed very black and white, simple. Yes, no, you live too far, goodbye. Like there's a certain sense of drama in, man, I like this person, but what's my life gonna look like being in a long distance relationship, right? Like it was just so black and white. Nope, you're done. I'm not interested because you're long distance.
No.
I think that's not compelling
really
for me.
Love this show though, Luther, because they are like the drama is in rooting for this person who like is like so desirous of connection and love. I mean, I wrote down, like I tried to go back and watch and like write down their ages because sometimes I forget how old they are. Connor's 25 and looking for his first relationship. James is 36. Like, I think part of the appeal of the show is rooting for these adults, to your point, who, just like all of us, want to find love and connection. It's you're on the edge of your seat waiting for it to be like, is it this person? Is it this match? Like, are they going to make a match? Are they going to find love? I think that's why people love it.
Yeah, I can see the appeal of the show, right? Like when I'm watching, I'm not sitting there saying, "Oh, this is a terrible show," right? I'm not thinking this is bad, this is lame. I'm just saying this is just not for me.
You.
It's just not for me. Yeah, so it's 1 episode stand for me. Okay, anything else about Love on a Spectrum? The spectrum.
Yeah, Love on the Spectrum. I love it.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening to 1 episode stand. If you enjoyed this episode, you can subscribe to the podcast to be alerted when new episodes drop. If you're listening on iTunes, please give us a rating. The theme music is Freedom by Paradox Hip Hop, and we'll be back next time with another series premiere. Jobina, let's end on this. Every story has a moral. What was the moral of this episode?
Yeah, the moral of this episode is if you want Luther Palmer to be into your reality TV series, there has got to be at least one fight, like the snatching of a weave or something. Like something has to occur. Some lying, some cheating.
Something
to keep his interest.
But there's a fine line between it being too fake. Like if there's a narrow range where it's
this is true.
A little bit believable, although you know it's fake, but they're still acting like it's believable. I gotta have that in my reality TV show. I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry, America. All right, everyone. See you next time.
Bye, everybody.